Hey guys, what's up? It's AB Trades, and if you don't know me, I run a YouTube channel that focuses on teaching people how to day trade options. I've received a lot of comments recently on the best course to buy to learn how to day trade options. So I thought I'll just post a bunch of videos out there that's basically like a free course for day trading options. So right now we are on day 2 of the 7-day strategy, where I'm going to show you all strategies that people make you pay money for to learn. So today we're talking about MACD divergence. Yesterday was RSI divergence, and if you want to see the next videos to come, please subscribe and turn on those notifications so you can see the videos when they come out. Also, please like and comment so I know what y'all want and I know that you're liking these videos. Now let's get into MACD divergence. So MACD divergence, first off, go into your indicators and do MACD, MACD, moving average crossover, and you'll just add it and you can keep it at the defaults. So when we get into it, RSI divergence, so the relative strength index and how it was diverging from the path of price. So when price started to get overextended, moving too far up, but then the relative strength index showed that the strength was decreasing, that's when we had the reverse. This is basically the same thing, but now with moving averages. So the way that it works is it's also the same thing. It works best at new high of days and new low of days. So when you're breaking into a new high of day, which means the stock is going into a new high, then look for the RSI divergence, and now that we're going to cover the MACD divergence, because that's when they're most prevalent. Also, when a stock starts to make a new low of day, is we're also going to look for this. So if we're going to pull up the MACD, you can see here that the two bottoms here that we made from the morning and SPY forming an uptrend type line, right? But the MACD is showing more of a downtrend, showing that the strength is reversing. So when we're coming back down, we're showing that this is diverging from the path of this. Therefore, since we are on the oversold side, or the below zero, the negative side of the MACD, then we're going to see that push back up in the other direction. Also, when we form these two tops, it's forming also that uptrend, while the MACD is showing a divergence back to the zero line, which is the neutral, right? Which means that we're having more of a downward push from right here because it's diverging from the path of MACD. So since we have these two tops, so basically when you see the stock around this point, you'll see that MACD is starting to curl over, and you'll see that this is starting to diverge from the path of MACD, and that's when you enter, since this is in the positive zone, for a put if you're playing options, or shorting if you're trading stocks, right? Again, MACD divergence is almost the same thing as RSI divergence in the fact that it works best on SPY, but it does also work on other stocks, and I will show you other examples of that as well. And also, if you were wondering in the other videos why I mentioned stochastic divergence, I meant to say MACD. Alright, so if you can see here, the two bottoms here are forming an uptrend while the MACD is diverging from that uptrend and forming more of a downtrend here. I'm just using that to define the way that the lines are pointed. And that's when the MACD starts curling. That's when we get the push in the opposite direction. We also have the two tops here forming more of a downtrend line, but the MACD is diverging from that line, forming more of an uptrend line, and the MACD starts to curl down, and that's when we get that move to the downside. Again, like I said, with all these strategies that I will show you, not all of them are 100%. They're not going to work every single time, nor every single day, but they are something that's good, and it may work for you, right? So we can see here, top, but MACD this whole time is starting to form lower lows and head back down to the zero or neutral zone when we're talking about the moving average converging diverging thing, which is what MACD is. So we're having these higher highs, but we're starting to converge and diverge from the path of the stock, and that's why we get this reversal here when MACD starts to curl down. So I can show y'all a bajillion patterns, right? Like here, this is diverging, but MACD is pushing to the upside. This is pushing up. This is pushing to the downside, and that's why we're getting that reversal, right? This is pushing down. This is pushing up, right? It's basically the same thing as the RSI divergence. But now let's get to Apple, where we can see some more examples of it. So if we look here, we're having this push to the upside while MACD shows a drastic diverging path from this line, and that's why when MACD starts to curl down, we get that move to the downside. The beautiful part about this is, like, you see how we're pushing down, but we're diverging to the upside. MACD starts to curl up about here, and that's when we get that progression back to the upside. So the cool part about this is that not only does it work on the 1 day, but you can go out further to maybe even the 15-minute. You know what I mean? So like if we can find a new when we're making higher highs. So I have not looked at this yet, but if you can see here, I'm looking at a diverging path when here on this high and this high are decreasing, but this high and this high are increasing. So when MACD starts to roll over here, that's why we had this huge little red day here, because the MACD started to curl down and diverging path of what the overall thing. So you can also use it on a longer day time frame, just to understand that may help as well. We can also use it on SPY and see if we can find something useful. For instance, you can see here how these two lows are pushing to the downside while MACD is converging to the upside. So we knew that maybe we had something to the upside. Again, it won't always work. No strategy ever will. But still, it's something that is very useful. Look, we have this converging, but the diverging is more converging to the upside, if you can see the trend line that's holding there. So again, this is another strategy. RSI divergence, which I mentioned yesterday, and MACD divergence, which I mentioned now, are strategies that people use to day trade, specifically SPY options, and I know it works. They're not my favorite, but I know it works. And still, people charge money for this, guys. I'm releasing this free course, so please like, comment, and share so we can get this out. However, the strategies that I will be mentioning in the upcoming 5 days are my favorite. Triangle patterns are next. Top and bottom 10% plays. TTM scalper, very good. Height Kanashi, moving average, that is more of a passive, and you can play that on a long-term time frame. Trading, swing trading, that one's really good, and also VWAP. So guys, the next videos to come, I promise, will be a lot better than these if you did not like it. But again, like, comment, and subscribe. I know y'all keep reminding y'all, but I'm releasing free course content and a lot of material that I really want people to love. So I need y'all to comment and tell me what's up. All right, guys, see y'all tomorrow.